Hi, Simon Robinson here. I'm coming to you from the State Library of Queensland. It's just a phenomenal facility, this. I'm sitting in one of the meeting rooms and, we're overlooking the Brisbane River. It's incredibly quiet. The resources are fantastic. Wow. Well, listen, anyway, I want to cut to it. Today's session is on running on time. And as you know, I'm big on ensuring that you run on time. If you're setting up a meeting, make sure you're there on time. And by the same token, when you set up the meeting, you're more than entitled to finish the meeting at the time that you said. So in terms of not time management for meetings, I invariably say to the people I'm meeting with, I'll be there at 10 a.m, we'll meet from there. I've got to be out of the meeting at 10:30 or whatever the time parameters that you are. But give them an allocated time from the get-go so that they know that they only have half an hour. If it's 15 minutes, it's 15 minutes. If it's an hour, it's an hour. But it's unfair, or you're not going to get the most out of the meeting if you don't actually tell them the parameters that you're working within, or the constraints. You need to be somewhere at another time. Now, the other really important thing, and as I touched on earlier, is ensuring that you're there on time. And I want to give you a brief anecdotal story about one of the best businessmen in Australia. He just adjust the cap. He always used to run on time. So it's he's very, very humble, nice gentleman in his 60s, worth an absolute fortune, a doyen of Australian business. And he was always so polite, it was disarming. So he'd say, yes, son, I've allocated you 45 minutes and we'll meet at 10 a.m. at X. Now, sometimes it was a cafe, sometimes it was his office, etc. But it was on the external meetings where the funny issues would arise, because unfortunately we wanted to impress him. That wasn't unfortunate, but when we first went to meet him, this was to provide some equity market advice. The analyst I was taking and another research person had stuffed up in terms of not ensuring that all the documents we wanted to talk to were printed effectively, and heaven forbid there was a problem with the printer, blah, blah, blah. You can see where this is going. So we end up arriving probably 5, if not 10 minutes late. And that's not a good sign for your first meeting. And remember, this guy's really efficient, and he's got to where he has by sticking to time. That's one of his many, many skills. So we start the meeting by having to apologise. Now, God, I hate that. That just sucks, right? And it's incompetence on our part. I mean, seriously, how slack? We had hours to prepare for the meeting. It wasn't like it was jumped on us. So there you have it. We were on the back foot. So I put in place a strategy or a system for our researchers, where I'd actually bring the meeting forward in their minds 20 minutes, right? Now, bear in mind, they were also pretty nervous meeting this guy because of his reputation. So I'd say, let's say the meeting was at 11 a.m. I'd say, well, we're meeting him at 10:40 at the cafe, and I need you to be prepared. So 10:30 had come. We'd walk down to the coffee house, etc., to meet with him, and we'd sit there, and so we'd arrive at 10:40, and say, well, he doesn't seem to be here at 10:45. That's unusual. Actually, the meeting's at 11. And the guys would go, oh, right, why are we here now? And I said, because I can't start a meeting by apologising. And we're doing him the courtesy of ensuring that we're here given our past performance in not being here on time. So the funny conclusion to this story is that he arrives, let's call him Mr. X. And he was arriving, I'd worked out, at these meetings 5 minutes ahead of time so that he could get in situ comfortable and just prepare. So lo and behold, at 10:55 he walks through the door, and these were always sort of very private cafes, etc., so that you could talk freely. And he arrives at 10:55 and he looks at me and he goes, "Oh, Simon," as he's looking, he's watching this. I'm so sorry. Are we late?" And I laughed and I said, "No, Mr. X, we're just early." And from then on in, we were always arriving early, and he respected it. And we'd semi-taken a bit of the advantage away as well. Well, at least we didn't have to apologise when we arrived for being late. Now, take what you want from that story, but there are two lessons in my mind. Effective time management means that you're arriving on time, if not early. And if you want to ensure that you're not embarrassed and you're trying to impress someone, maybe get there just a little early. Well, there you have it. As I always finish my YouTubes, you've got this, so go out there and get it. Fulfill, where's my finger, your potential. And until next time, be good, stay safe. Bye. Hope you enjoyed that.